as per usual, this is the super professional intro to the Virtually Rekt podcast. Welcome to season 2, episode 4. I'm Mac in VR. I am joined by my esteemed colleagues, Shuey from Virtually Rekt. Shuey from Power on VR.
Shuey from Virtually Rekt podcast. He is in fact on the Virtually Rekt podcast.
And Serge from Indie VR. I shouldn't have been able to do the intro. So we got loads of stuff to talk about, but of course, as per always, we always ask these two questions. That is, what are you drinking and what have you been playing? So, Surgical from Indie VR, what have you been drinking, or what are you drinking, and what have you been playing? Here we go.
I have a fine blend from
okay.
Sainsbury's. Slightly
lovely.
But tastes like pond water. It's pretty good.
Cheeky bouquet.
Yes. What we've been playing, Time Has Stopped, which is a game where you play in a tank and you can everything is in slow motion. You can speed up time. What else have we played? Copter Strike. We did a lobby. That was really fun. So if anyone's interested in that Copter Strike game, I can sort you out of an APK so you can play it with all your friends. And I play tested a couple of games, A Terrible Place, which just came out. That was quite a fun zombie game. Had some really good boss enemies. Half-Life 2 episode 1 and Mixture, which is like a third-person Moss kind of game. Presentment of Death, which is an archery game where you speed up a slow time. And a shit ton, maybe 26 hours or more of Subnautica VR mod, which is great.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of that, yeah.
That's really good.
So, Shuey, my friend, what are you drinking and what have you been playing? You're at work at fucking stupid o'clock in the morning.
I'm not drinking because I am at work at stupid o'clock. In fact, I'm at work in like less than I want to say like 8 hours time, which is super fun, obviously. So I'm not drinking, so I'm on just bog standard Pepsi Max. Actually, no, Pepsi Max with cherry. What have I been playing? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Cherry? You're a man, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I'm a man that's perfectly comfortable in my own drinking rights.
I despair of the younger generation.
So, what have I been playing? I have basically not touched... No, that's a lie. I've touched my Quest 2 once in the last 2 weeks, and that was for my Walkabout Wednesdays stream. And that, other than that, it's just been PSVR 2, which we'll obviously get onto. But I've basically I finished Call of the Mountain, and I have been playing a lot of what the hell is the game? It's completely Pavlov. I've been playing a shit ton of Pavlov. I don't know why actually I've still got that thing up. But yeah, so that's been my time. That's all I've been really doing for the past 2 weeks, is just trying to fit in as much PSVR 2 as I can, because it's new and shiny and I like shiny things.
Only my mic is low. Could you put it up a bit, please?
It is very, very low, mate. It's gone really low again.
Ping it out.
How about now?
No, I've already increased your volume as much as I can. Like I have you the loudest I possibly can have you.
I'll talk about what I've been playing then. I have a cheeky Argentinian Malbec, because that's literally the only bottle that's left in the house. It's been the weekend. Right, so similar to Shuey, I have not touched any of my other headsets because I have been playing PSVR 2 non-stop. So I've got Resident Evil Village, incredible. Horizon Call the Mountain, which I am enjoying more now that I'm getting further into the game, because it gets better and better. And I'm sure that Shuey will agree with me. It's one of those games where you think, this is a bit shallow. It's very pretty, but I'm not really interested. And then as you start to play, you start to get higher up in the mountains and the vistas start to open up. The monsters start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're just like, this is really good. It's a proper system seller. It's expensive, mind. It's £60 in the UK, but I think that's money well spent. So Resident Evil Village, Hires and Call the Mountain. I've got Pavlov and I've got Kayak Mirage, but I haven't played them. But the biggest sink for me has been Gran Turismo 7 using my GTDD Pro. I've just addicted. It's quite simply the best sim racing experience I've had for a long time, and it's plug and play. You plug your headset in, you plug the wheel in, and it just works. No faffing about, no PC graphics settings. It's just wow. It's really good. Right. Have you sorted your mic out yet, Serge?
No. We'll try it this way.
That's better.
That's better. There you go.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, I had it facing the wrong way. It's facing towards me.
Yeah, so bear with Indy tonight, chat. He's on his special kind, same as us.
He's a professional. This is like what we said. This is like 28 podcasts we've done, or something like that. Or 30 even.
Yeah, okay. But you got to bear in mind, until we got to like the 18 or 19 level, we were still doing like really dumb shit. And Indy's only been with us for what, like 14 episodes, maybe 18 episodes at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna say he's still got a few more to get to the point where he's not doing the dumb shit that we still do every now and again.
Oh dear. Right. So we've got a shit ton to talk about. And we have limited time because unfortunately Shuey has to go to bed. So let's get through it. Right, what do you want to talk about?
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders.
Okay, so I'm taking lead on this one for a couple of reasons. One, I was a big sort of pusher of Peaky Blinders early on, especially after we went to EGX and we experienced the demo down at EGX and met all of like the development crew down there. That was pretty fun. They were all dressed up. It was all sort of hunky-dory and fun times. And the game is being released on both Pico 4 and Quest 2 on the 9th of March, I want to say. Which is Thursday. Sort of typical release day for Meta. And as part of their launch, I got an invite to go down to London to the Peaky Blinders experience place. Like it's not anything to do with the game. It's just an experience place where you go to sort of be wowed, and you walk through like the stables and you go into different rooms and things, and you meet sort of actors that are playing sort of Arthur and John and Tommy and Ida and Polly. It's it's very, very flamboyant and wowing and great, and the sing-alongs, and you sort of get threatened by people, and it's all very, very well and good, right? And I loved the idea of this when I got told that we were going to go down there and we're going to have this experience, until the first thing I got told was that I couldn't record in there, which I was pretty pissed off about. Because I was going to make a whole video on it, and as it turns out that like I could only record and take pictures for like 5% of my day. But also, I'm pretty certain they only did like the first hour of the experience for us. So like you go in, and like the first thing, for those of you who know Peaky Blinders, you meet Sabini, or at least we did, because you got separated out and put into different places, and I think other people got given different missions. But we met this Italian guy, Sabini, and he gave us the mission that we had to pretend to be somebody else and try and steal money from the Peaky Blinders, basically. And I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking steal money from everywhere. I got on board with this shit pretty fucking quick. And I was like, I got into character, and I was just like, Mr. Sabini, it's fucking great to meet you. You know, really went full. And he gave me some like fake money to be able to spend in the place, and that was good. And then we sort of went off to the races and everything. Like, they really put on a show, and that was great. But then we got put in a hall afterwards, after a big song and dance number, and then there was just a shitload of headsets everywhere. Quest 2 and Pico, and people sat down and they were like, you know, you can experience this, the demo and things like that. I was like, is it the same demo? Yes, it's the same demo. Well, then I'm not going to fucking do it because I've played this 1,000 times. And then the unfortunate thing is, and I was telling Mac and Indy about this earlier, I didn't get to the end, the sort of punchline of it, is they asked me what I thought of it, and I said, right, I really enjoyed the atmosphere, I really enjoyed meeting Tommy, I really enjoyed going through the garrison, I really enjoyed, like, being threatened and then going into the thing and, like, shooting the guy's nuts off in the chair. That was really good. And then it got to the action sequence and it was garbage. And her face just went like she was really, really upset. And I think one of the other guys realized this and came along, and he was just like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, I was just explaining how, like, 2/3 of your game is really amazing and the other third is crap." And he was, once again, not very happy about this because obviously there was press everywhere. And he sort of was like, "Oh, could you if you're not going to play the game, can you leave the room?" kind of thing, and actually asked me to leave.
Oh no!
Yeah. Wow. So I leave the room and I'm like, "Hang on, I've already been here an hour and 15 minutes. Is this over? Like, this is meant to be a launch party." And so I look around and someone comes up to me and like, "Oh, you're meant to be doing an interview, aren't you, with some of the developers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Don't know. Stick me in a room. I'll interview people. That's fine." And I interviewed a few people, and then sort of Click come out, and I went and spoke to the rest of, like, the people that were in there that were more the marketing guys, and they were perfectly happy to still speak to me. And we did some things for their Twitter account. Me and Click sat on a chair because they were only meant to be doing individual people to interview them, and I was like, "No, me and Click are going to do this as a fucking duo." And they were like, "We haven't got room for you. Like, the camera's, like, set to a certain space." And I was like, "Then we're going to get fucking cuddly." And me and Click with our, like, arms around each other, basically, like, nose to nose for these interviews. But on the whole, like, it was a good experience. It was a great day. I'm really happy that they invited us down there. But, and here's the thing, Mac, you've already said it. Indy, I think I know your thoughts on this anyway. But yeah, you guys aren't excited for this?
So what happened with me was I did the experience the same as you at EGX. I met the developers. I did the thing where you walk down the street into the Garrison pub and you meet Tommy, and it's amazing. You know, you sat there with a glass of whiskey, you got a cigarette, you can flick the ash off the cigarette. Tommy's doing his little speech, and it is Cillian Murphy. It is actually the voice actors from Peaky Blinders, obviously apart from Polly because she's died, unfortunately. So I was like super hyped. I was the same as you. I had the jacket on, I had the flat cap on, I had the photograph taken. And then because of that contact we had at EGX, they sent me the extended demo, which goes through the Garrison and then goes into the next chapter. And I played it, and I sent them an email that said, basically, I love what you're doing, but you need to make it more of what happened in the Garrison and less of the shooting, because the shooting is absolute garbage. So I never got invited down to the Peaky Blinders because they just went, "Fuck you, you're off the fucking list." And that's, yeah, exactly the same feelings that you have, Shuey. I love the atmosphere is incredible. They've really captured the atmosphere. It's just amazing. And if you're into Peaky Blinders, it might be worth picking the game up just to do the storyline where you're actually sitting down with the characters. But the game itself, like, the shooting is garbage. It's a waste of a very, very high profile IP, and I think a lot of people are going to buy it and then be extremely disappointed.
However, when speaking to them, I was assured that the action sequences are short and few and far between, because they didn't want to make an action game, but they felt like there had to be an element of action because of the show, is what I was told.
but like the action sequence where you're in the boatyard with Arthur, I think I killed 50 communists. I think 50.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there, isn't it?
So
They all look the same. Communists.
Yeah, exactly. They all look the same. If you see a guy wearing a jacket with a red hat, shoot him because he's a communist. And that was it. Yeah, it was. Sorry, Serge, we've completely cut you out of this conversation.
That's fine.
But so, have you had any experience with the Peaky Blinders game or not?
You guys asked me just earlier, and I was like, no, I haven't. But based on what you told me a while back, I didn't even try the demo, so I can't really give any insight on this. But if it's more story driven, then if people are looking for that and the action isn't all that, but the rest of the game is good, you don't know because you guys have only played how long? What's the demo? Like an hour?
Not even that. Maybe
Not even that. About 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, maximum.
And as well, it's like you have to follow a particular route. It's not like you can. It's not like an open world shooter where you can go where you want. You have to go here, shoot the. You have to shoot a number of guys, and then progress. Shoot a number of guys, then progress, and then shoot a number. Then there's a scripted sequence. There's a guy who sneaks up behind Arthur, and I had my 1911 out, and I was like, Arthur, there's a guy behind you. Bang, 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 bang. And then Arthur was like, I've got you. I killed him. And I was like, this is game design by numbers, by people who have not played many video games because it was terrible. Sorry. So I'm not holding out much hope for Peaky Blinders.
No, unfortunately not. Yeah, guys, we know that there is problems with Indie's mic levels.
I'm going to switch mics.
As I say, we were trying something new, but it hasn't worked. Like I've got Indie's volume at like 200%, and I'm sitting here manually audio mixing to try and make sure that like you can hear Indie, but you're not absolutely deafened to fuck by me and Mac.
Right, well, whilst Indy's sorting his mic out because he hasn't got a PSVR 2, but he did do a podcast with Mr. Luvicher, Diamond Geezer, and Tassos. Geezer. So we'll talk about PSVR 2 because I think that is the main focus of what we wanted to talk about tonight. So you got your PSVR 2 on launch day.
I did. I was surprised. Because I didn't.
Were you at work?
No. I was lucky because I happened to fit my shift pattern to have Wednesday and Thursday off. However, I didn't get my sent notification until 3 a.m. that day.
Oh, blimey!
Yeah, so I was sitting there being like, "Well, I ain't getting this today. This is a fucking waste."
I was exactly the same. I was eating my breakfast, and the wife was like, we're going to take the dog out and then I've got to go to work. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, I'm supposed to get my delivery from DPD today, but they said, it's shipped. What's it in depot or something? It was like something. It was in Hebburn, which is about 40 miles away from where I live. I was like, yeah, that'll be fine. We'll just take the dog for a walk. And literally, as I was walking out the door, bing, your delivery would be between 8:30 and 9:30. I was like, fuck. It's literally 8:30.
Screw you, dog.
I went to the front. Yes, I went to the front door, and the DPD van pulled up, and the guy got out and opened the door, and he said, "What is this, by the way?" And I said, "Oh, it's the new virtual reality headset from Sony." And he said, "I've got 50 of them on the van, and we've had thousands, tens of thousands through the depot at Hebburn today." And I was like, "Wow!" And they didn't fucking tell anybody.
Yeah.
Dr. Oculus got his delivered and they didn't even charge him.
What?
No, there's been a couple of cases of that, hasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Oculus. Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, that's a lot better, yeah.
Hang on, okay. I can actually turn you down again now so that it's not too distorted.
So, we had a little Twitter group going about PSVR 2 launch, and Dr. Oculus, obviously one of our friends who's a fellow content creator, go and subscribe to his channel. He was like, I haven't received my shipping notice, so I'm not getting mine today. His next post was like, a picture of his PSVR 2, and he was like, "They haven't even charged me yet," and it's already turned up. So I think it's just Sony being rubbish at distribution. But yeah, that was exciting. It was an exciting day. It was an exciting day. So sorry again, Indy, to leave you out of this, but how did you feel when your PSVR 2 got delivered, and how did you feel when you first started it up?
Okay, so two things. I unboxed mine live on my Discord stream, because both my Discord and Mac and VR's Discord now have Nitro, full Nitro boost to level 2, so we can stream directly to and big fucking shout out to Fitz UK, thanks my man. Also to RJ and Blue Bottles, you guys have made this possible. Thank you very much. But
we are not worthy.
I streamed my unboxing of it, and oh man, I was so unhappy. I was so miserable throughout that, I think.
Why?
Because I started opening... Right, it started good, because I thought, right, I'm going to open the smallest package first, which was my my controller cradle, right?
Okay.
And I opened that, and I was like, oh, this is quite nice. It felt sturdy, it felt big, it felt very, very sleek and rounded, and I was like, yeah, this is like modern art, you know? Looks quite nice.
Yeah.
And I put that to the side, and then I opened up the box and started getting things out, and then tried to put it on my head. And admittedly, I did the very man thing, and I did not read the bloody instructions. Hang on, 1 second.
Yeah, so what Shuey was saying here is like, if you don't read the instructions and you put the PSVR 2 on your head, it's not like other VR headsets, is it?
No, it's not. I didn't like. I still actually cannot stand the button at the back. I think it is a garbage design.
Yeah,
I really don't like it at all. Thank you, baby. I didn't like certain other things, but also I didn't know about the button to put it to your face.
Yes.
I didn't also when I was trying it on my unboxing, I didn't know about the IPD scroll. So I was putting it in there and I was like, this is shit. There's no way I'm going to enjoy this. This is before I'd plugged it in. It's before I'd done anything with it. It was just a pure unboxing. And I was miserable throughout the whole thing, basically. I was just like, I kept saying in my own head, like, I think I've made a £600 mistake. Like realistically an £1,100 mistake. All throughout the unboxing, I was very unhappy. Since then, I have loved my experience. I've got some caveats to that, but I have loved the experience. I want you to say about your stuff first, and then I've got a question for Indy.
Okay, so I had the same experience when I unboxed mine, because basically the PSVR 2 doesn't go on your head so with your Quest 2, you put the Quest on your head and then you do that with the strap. Or if you have a Bobo VR M2, you fold the strap up, you put the Quest on your head, then you fold the strap down, and that's it. With the PSVR 2, and I think this is why there was such a riot on Reddit, because like Reddit is like the Wild West at the best of times, but there were so many posts about this is shit, it's a blurry screen, it's absolute crap, I'm sending it back. And I was like, you didn't read the instructions. You didn't watch the video that says how to put the headset on your head. And this is how you put the headset on your head. There's a button that pulls the display away from the head strap. You pull the head strap out, you put it on your head, you rest it on your forehead, and you cinch the strap at the back. And it's got to be literally down here, right? That's where it goes. And then you don't tighten it, you just cinch it so it just so you feel a little tiny bit of pressure on your forehead. And then there's a button here, and you press the button and you gently push the display to your face so that the gasket cuts the light out. So what I did was I put it on my head, I fucking cinched it on, jammed the fucking display right up against my eyeballs, and I was like, this is shit. I was like expecting like super HDR 4K HD screens. It's like it's crap, it's blurry, and it's and then I watched the video to show me how to put it on my head, and I was like, oh right, okay. Oh wow, this is amazing. And this is where I think all this like bullshit that's come from the internet about the blurry screen has come from. Actually, I've literally put a video out at 6 o'clock today talking about this exact problem. There is another problem. Well, actually, there's two problems, which we're going to talk about later. But unfortunately, the internet is full of people who will talk shit, and the people who had a good experience won't say anything. And like, I was exactly the same as you, Shui. In the first half hour, I was like, fuck, this is a mistake. This is shit. I don't understand why everybody was so hyped about it. I don't understand why Mike from VR was going on about it. I don't understand why Gamertag was so excited about it. This is absolutely the worst experience I've had with the VR headset, apart from the Pico 3.
I was going to say, like, there's that's a bold statement.
Yeah. But literally within, I mean, like, apart from the fact I tried to stream, and the streaming for PS5 is difficult. I'd streamed some PS5 flat screen gameplay, and it's quite easy to do. PSVR 2 is a completely different kettle of fish. So my whole day was basically a complete and utter disaster until I live streamed on the evening and I had everything set up correctly. And then I was like, I get it. I get it. I really do. The sweet spot on the PSVR 2 is very, very finicky. You have to understand how to put the headset on your head. You have to understand how to do the eye tracking. You have to understand that there's a fucking IPD roller on the top of the headset. And when you take the headset off, you put your hand on top of it and roll it away from where it should be. So when you put it back on again, you think, what's this blurry fucking shit that's going on? So, yeah, I think like everybody else, my initial experience wasn't very good. But since then, oh my God. So, Serge, you did a podcast with Diamond Geezer, Mr. Lubicher, and Tassos. Was it a couple of days after launch? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was on the Friday. Yeah, it was on the Friday because you invited me, and there's no way I can cast on a Friday. So I watched it, and it was really, really good fun. It was really good, interesting, because obviously you don't have a PS5, but you were talking to two guys who did, so you were getting their different opinions. So, like fill us in, because like Tassos was like, he was like 10,000 feet in the air, wasn't he? He was so incredibly hyped. But Diamond Geezer was like a little bit more kind of like this, wasn't he? Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, their main gripes was with the whole. It was all about the mirror thing and reprojection and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and they were basically just giving feedback on that and just saying their experiences. You know, that's what I wanted to do a quick podcast to like get people to say what their thoughts were, because there was so much shit on the internet and Reddit and Twitter and just so much bullshit. So I thought, all right, then let's look into it and have a conversation. And that it wasn't to like slag off the PSVR 2 or anything like that. It was more get actual users to speak about, you know, what their thoughts were. So the bottom, at the end of it, they were like, you know, even though this is the thing, you should still get a PSVR 2 if you got a PS5 and you haven't had VR. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think everyone's favorite is Gran Turismo. It always reverts back to that I've found is Gran Turismo. Have you played much of that, Shui? Have you played it at all?
I don't give a fuck about driving. It's
okay.
Like I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Right?
How are you still my friend? Oh my God!
It's 70 quid, man.
No, it's not.
It's not. Get it off eBay for 25 quid. Get a physical. Oh, have you got the digital version?
No. I've got the disc version. It's just.
Like 25 quid off eBay.
Oh mate, I'm part of the generation that like if something can't get to my house in less than 24 hours, why the fuck would I buy it? Like, I wish I lived in London, right? I've got this horrendous story that I can't tell on this channel because...
Yeah, you can.
No, I genuinely can't because it is filthy as fuck. But...
That's what we need.
No. This will be an after show thing, right? This won't be a now thing.
Oh, my God.
But either way, like, it made me want to live in London because I could get things delivered within 4 hours, like, from Amazon. Like, if you've got Prime in the middle of London, you can get it delivered within 4 hours. And that's glorious. But yeah, it's kind of the reason why I don't order from eBay. But consequently, I haven't bought the game yet. But also, I did end up in Smith's on Sunday, I think it was, and Smith's Toy Store. And I was genuinely looking behind the counter being like, it's only 300 quid for a steering wheel. I could buy that. That's because I'm not going to enjoy it if I haven't got a steering wheel. I know I'm not going to enjoy it at all because it's not going to feel real to me. And that's the whole thing with like the sim racing, right? Is it feels more realistic.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I had a Thrustmaster TX and I did all the PC sim racing. I absolutely loved it. Automobilista 2 with the steering wheel on PC is incredible. Gran Turismo, I mean, I went full in. I got the GTDD Pro. It cost me £890 in the end after taxes and everything. And I'm literally blown away. I mean, I've like been in VR for like 7 years. And I've done a lot of sim racing. I've done Project Cars. I've done Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa Automobilista, and GT7 on the PSVR 2, honest to God, with the GTDD Pro. It's a big investment, £1,800 for everything, is just quite simply the best sim racing experience I've ever had because you just plug it in and it fucking works. There's no faffing about. You grab hold of your steering wheel, you press the button, you're in a race, and you're just there. So yeah, I do agree with you, Shuey. I did play a lot of GT7 before my PSVR turned up, but I did it with this DualSense.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was okay. You know, it was fun, but the sim rig just changes everything. It might be a bit too much money. I don't know whether you have the space.
That space is the problem. Money I could deal with. Like money, if someone showed me a sim rig and I loved it enough, the money wouldn't be the problem. I would save and I would scrimp and I would sell. It would just be the space, which I definitely do not have. Straight up, do not have.
I'm just trying to sort of, because I think my sim rig is tucked in the corner. I don't know whether you can see it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, you can see it now. Okay, so yeah, that is. I'm really lucky that I actually had the space to have my sim rig in my man cave.
And the wife that doesn't read the credit card bills.
And the wife that doesn't read the credit card.
Let's not forget that.
Oh my God, the credit card bill comes in 4 days' time, and I am fucking shitting myself. Honestly, it's going to be a big sort of.
I think on the day you should get her flowers, breakfast in bed, and
definitely, yeah.
Do the dishes.
Bit of Mac tokens, you know what I mean? Hey, here's a free Mac token. Sorry, Shuey, I interrupted you there, mate.
No. It's like what I was going to say to Indy is after speaking with Diamond Geezer and Taz. Right. Yeah. What was your end takeaway? Like your own opinion, not what the collective. What was your own opinion of the PSVR 2 from just that conversation?
Well, I don't know. It was like I was kind of glad I didn't get it, but I did say I will get it eventually. If I sold my index and got it, I probably wouldn't be very happy. I know Louverture said he sold his index to help pay for it. And he said if I didn't, if I paid that 600 whatever out of my own pocket, he'd be pretty pissed as well. From my side of things, I would play Horizon. What was the other one? I'd play Resident Evil. I prefer the old style of Resident Evil, but I would play it because it's on that system. But I think right now it'd be at the point where it's starting to gather dust, and I'll be back on PC VR.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's a valid point. It's actually something that I am particularly worried about.
But yeah,
Are you gonna? Yeah.
No, I was just going to say there's what's that? Switchback, or whatever's coming out, right?
Switchback, yeah.
When's
Yeah,
that? Is that
Switchback.
this week? No,
Next week.
when is that? Next week. Okay, so that's going to be great because I know I played Rush of Blood and I love that game. Switchback's going to be brilliant, and it's good for streaming as well because people want to see you shoot yourself, don't they? So
Plus, as well, if you the monsters actually
Yeah.
know when you blink. That was so cool. I got an invite down to the launch party. Was like, yes, I definitely want to go to that, and they never got back to me.
Ah.
So Shay from Esports League, if you're watching the podcast, I still want to go. Please let me go. Yeah, that looks.
yeah.
So what after that is exciting though?
The PS5, what's it called? State of Play. That was like 5 VR games, wasn't it? One of them looked all right. The one that Shu wanted to talk about.
Okay, we need to come.
Synapses? Yeah, does Shu come back to that?
No. I was going to say we need to come back to something that Googly Game has just said. Did you talk about the death of Pico? We will definitely swing back to that shit.
We will.
But no, so I don't see my PSVR 2 gathering dust. Genuinely.
No, I don't either.
I
agree.
There are games that I'm revisiting, like Pavlov, like Zombieland,
Kayak Mirage.
Yeah, Kayak Mirage. I'm genuinely considering repurchasing Tentacular because I want to see. Because it was such a fun game, and I want to play it with a bit more haptics.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
that was that crazy Gaiju thing with the octopus. I loved that game.
It was so much fun. So I'm seriously considering, like, there are still other games that I'm probably not going to purchase, like What the Bat and things. But yeah, like there are games that I'm going back that I may have been sent, like I may have been sent keys for in the past and have played and have enjoyed. But I'm now considering going back and paying that money. Like I was really considering possibly rebuying After the Fall. And that means I would have it on 4 different systems, which is ridiculous, like utterly absurd. But yeah, like it is what it is, you know.
It is, yeah. I'm concerned. Like, there's 2 games that I'm interested in. One of them I can't remember the name of. It's like a sort of first-person shooter action game, and the other one is Firewall Ultra.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep saying until I find the video of this and put it on the screen for people to see. So Synapse. Synapse. You must have seen Synapse trailer.
I haven't. Honestly.
Are you serious?
No, I actually watched. I watched the state of play, but I was so disinterested. I was on my phone.
Oh, mate. Right. Okay. I'm gonna stick this on the screen, and we can watch it. We can watch it together. Watch the podcast. We're on ultra low latency, so you'll be able to see it anyway if you've got that up on your screens. I'll play it. It's only a minute. But I genuinely, like, considering the type of graphics that this is for, I think this looks absolutely phenomenal. And it's from one of my favorite companies as well. Endreams.
Oh, Endreams, of course.
Hang on, get rid of the captions. Okay, so I want to explain why I'm hyped for this. Okay, there are a couple of things. One, the art style is big. I love that art style. Two, it's by End Dreams, and I love End Dreams stuff. Have done for a while, and I'm very much looking forward to this.
Covert Ops.
Yeah, exactly. Phantom Covert Ops, right? But also, yeah, the gunplay looks simplistic, which is fine because I've played plenty of games with simplistic gunplay that I love. It's got the Rekt cover system, which was one of the most fun cover systems I've ever played in a VR game. For those of you who haven't played Rekt, it was available on the PSVR 1 and later got brought over to the PC VR, I think mid last year. Might have even been early last year, actually. But what you do is you grab onto any surface and you can move yourself around. So you can actively use it as a peak, but you can go around the sides. It sounds really simplistic, but it works flawlessly. It is so unbelievably perfect. It is my favorite cover system that's been developed in any game. But also, the eye tracking system that works with this, when you grab onto, so your power is in your left, your telekinetics are in your left hand, your shooting hand is your right hand. I assume they'll give you the option to switch these for left-handers and right-handers. I'm not certain. But once you've activated your telekinetics, your eye tracking does the movement, right? So
oh, wow.
This is going to be the first game where you're actively grabbing something and using a completely, like essentially your brain to control the movement of the telekinetics. And that to me is big. That to me is real big. So I'm super hyped for that one.
I didn't realize that because when I saw it, I was like, I thought it was an on-rail shooter.
No, I don't think it's on rail.
Yeah, it isn't. I completely missed it was by End Dreams because, like I said, I was like watching the state of play and I was like, this is shit. Got on my phone and was just like glancing up. So yeah, I've completely missed that. I do apologize to End Dreams.
Yeah, it's a PSVR exclusive as well, I think.
Yes, it is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because a lot of it is eye tracking stuff.
Yeah. Which is great to actually use that technology specifically in the games. I think that's really big for PSVR 2.
What is the other game that we've had announced this week? Was Survive?
Yeah, Survive came up. Yeah, Survive is good fun.
So yeah,
that's PSVR 2.
Yeah, PSVR 2 is getting Survive, which is a co-op zombie survival horror.
Yep, crossplay as well.
You've streamed it,
PC people. Yeah. I've streamed it before. Yeah. I've done it for Evil's watching, but he wanted to play with me.
He'd be asking us for a key. He'd be asking us for a key. I know him.
I think he bought it on sale. Or I might have given him a key. Who knows? If Evil doesn't buy stuff.
So yeah, I think we have genuinely got things to look forward to. Even like in the short term and the long term, because I'm pretty sure Synapse isn't until the end of the year, I want to say. We've got what's
this first person shooter game that I'm thinking of that I can't remember the name of, but it's actually quite a big
Firestorm
franchise.
Sierra Squad.
It might be Firestorm. Yeah, Sierra Squad. There you go. That's the one.
Yeah.
Do we know when the release date for that is? Because that looks amazing. And the devs are saying this is like a 30-40 hour campaign,
which would be quite nice, especially since it's co-op.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be amazing. Oh wow.
We've also got things like more sort of indie-based stuff like Humanity. That's got a demo out available on PSVR 2 at the moment. That is a flat screen game with a VR, with the ability to play it in VR. For those of you who haven't seen that, it's well worth looking at the trailer because it looks you play as a dog. That is controlling the movement of humans. It looks all kinds of trippy. So I'm really big on that. But my big game for this month that I am looking forward to playing to the point where I have actually taken 2 days holiday at the end of the month in order to play the full thing, and I'm going to be streaming every second of it, is actually Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2. Because I have yet to even touch it. Oh, Mac's not convinced.
Right. So the first game, like Saints and Sinners, is one of my favorite games that I did the thing. I bought it on like multiple platforms. The Quest 2 version was really good. I mean, it was really good. I mean, I actually went back and played through the whole campaign, did the full after game 50 odd hours, day 56 or whatever it was. I was so hyped for Retribution, and it was terrible. I'm sorry, it was just terrible. It was
it's gonna be amazing on PSVR 2.
No. You have to listen to the reason why I think it was a lazy port. They've reused. So if you're a massive fan of the game, like I am, and you know all of the levels inside out, where all the secrets are, where everything was, there's only 3 new levels in Retribution.
That's
all
fine.
the other levels are exactly the same.
That's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. I've played the game to death, and I don't expect somebody to say to me, here's a new game, but it's the old game with a few more zombies and a bit more verticality. And they put some weapons in, they put the chainsaw in, which was broken completely. The shotguns, the laser sight for the M4, that's all great. Retribution was a DLC, and they sold it as a real. They sold it as a real game. And, sorry, English.
No, carry on, mate.
No, you take it away because I'm just getting angry.
Carry on. No, I did see that. It's a lot of copy paste, and I was just like, for me, I just thought this is lazy, and I didn't want to pick it up. I don't think I will. I'm looking more forward to Vertigo 2. End of the month. I'd rather play that.
Yeah. Sorry, Chewie, I didn't mean to cut your legs away.
No, you don't need to cut my legs away. I'm so that we're clear, I'm not insane. I'm not insane. Okay. I have been looking forward to playing whatever they throw at me in this, and I'm going to purchase it on PSVR 2, and I'm going to stream it on PSVR 2. Right? I'm not insane. I know that it's not acceptable what they've done.
I agree. So no, I'm going to put a caveat in here. I think the PSVR 2 version, if they put a little bit of eye tracking and stuff in, and obviously with the beefier graphics of the PS5, I think it could be the definite edition. And I agree with you. I would probably go and buy it. I would probably go and play it, but only if it was heavily discounted.
Yeah,
which it won't be.
Which it won't be, because I'm going to have to purchase it on the day. I'm going to take the hit. So we'll put it as this, right? I've been wanting to play it anyway for the story, and I'm going to take the hit so you guys don't have to. Like that's fine. I'm still going to do it because I liked Saints and Sinners, and I want to. If I didn't have a PSVR 2, I would be buying it. Same as I said before Christmas. I'm not buying it on Quest because it looks shit, and I would rather purchase it on PC.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I started to play it, and I thought, no, this is garbage, and I stopped. And then I lost interest because was it a cross-play game for Oculus?
It was cross-buy for Oculus, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I've probably got the PC version, but I was so disappointed that but I'm not going to play. I'm not going to buy it again. I'll tell you what we'll do. When you get the PSVR 2 version, I'll play the PC version, and we do a comparison.
Yeah, sounds good. Silver Tongue Devil. No, they don't like me enough, buddy.
Rob!
They don't like me, buddy. They ain't gonna be they ain't gonna be sending a lowly 7K, 6.8K. No review key for no Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners.
We forgot to mention. Serge hit the big 1K.
Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did. Super congrats, my guy.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers,
I mean, we wanked you off on Twitter, but yeah, now we can wank you off on the podcast. So accept this.
Oh, that's more than a wank.
And partly celebrate that, I've got a couple of PC VR game keys to give away
To me?
tonight. Well, you can have one. Yeah, no, actually, no, that's a good point. I have one PC VR game key to give away because the other one is going to Surge.
Congratulations, my friend.
Cheers, guys.
But yeah, I have one Steam key to give away tonight for the Light Brigade.
Oh, can I win? I've heard it's really good.
Oh no, you should be like, if you haven't got it, enter it. That's it'll look really shitty bad when you win it, but you should fucking enter it.
So like, this is the podcast. Serge gets a key for Light Brigade. Matt wins a key for Light Brigade.
And then I don't give any away, and I feel like a complete twat. Yeah, that's exactly how this is going to go. I can see it now. It's going to be a Weeble situation where he wins fucking everything, and no one else gets anything.
Yeah, and then he still complains.
I got it. Silver Tongue Devil gave me a key. Appreciate that, mate.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Nice one, Rob. Nice one, Rob. Yeah,
anyway,
then
I've got 2 to give away.
I'm not going to play it though.
It's so hard. It's so hard to get to 1,000 subscribers. Like you cannot just. It took me a year. It took me a year to get to 1,000. Even when I was like full time, it's like fuck, mate. This is so difficult. So
it only took me it took me like 11 months. It took me so just shitting all over your year there.
But with Serge, he doesn't make content; he streams. So he's not only made it more complicated for himself.
Remember, I'm a Twitch ranker at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's made it harder for himself. So I think to get to 1,000 subs is amazing, and I'm really proud of you, mate. Well
Plus,
done.
like YouTube are going to be pushing your shit hard now that you've hit 1,000. They don't give a shit about you until you hit 1,000.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
So onwards and upwards from here, mate.
Yeah. On another thing is I haven't streamed Population 1 for like over a month, because I didn't have so I did a switch with an index controller, and then I said, look, there's an issue with my other one, and I didn't realize they weren't doing an advanced RMA till a week later. I go, where's my controller? It's like, we're not sending you the other one till you send us the second broken one or whatever.
Oh shit!
I just got it today. The charging.
Is it full of bugs?
Bugs?
Have you not seen those Reddit posts?
No.
Where they're sending they're sending repaired items back to people, and it's like other people's stuff that they've essentially RMA'd. They've sent them out like when they had the stock. They've been sending out brand new ones, and then other people have been receiving like repaired RMA'd objects. And like some of them have been coming back, and they've been like basically splattered in. Oh god, I can't say that on stream. Yeah, it's basically been bukkake and it's just dried on, and you can like people who are like getting their nails and like running it through the crevices, and like whole like streams of gunky like dried crap have been coming out of it. Others have shown videos of like people where there's like a whole nest of spiders has fucking exploded in there, and like it's absolute garbage, man. What they've been doing to the community.
Is that recent? Because they've always been really good.
In the last like 6 months, mate.
No, these are brand new. They don't seem like they've got spiders' eggs in them.
Good for you.
Oh, I can see a cum stain.
Yeah, but that's new. That's today. That's when he got them and went straight to his room and was like, I get to play Population 1 again.
Yeah, that's what I did to the postman. I made him come into my house, and I'm
not going to go fuck me. This is so bad.
Shuey,
I could take it further, but yeah.
Shuey, I'm staying at his house on Wednesday night.
Mate, it's just
the Pico thing.
You know how like you know in the Harry Potter films where he goes down to meet the spider and there's just fucking webs everywhere. That's just gonna be.
That's gonna be stuck in one of those webs.
I'm gonna wake up in the morning like this. Ah!
Oh god, it's gonna be like web shooters.
Simon V just said, when you make it to 1,000 subscribers, he's just waiting for the sex bot invasion on your streams. A sex bot invasion on your stream. No, it's brilliant the first time it happened to me, it's like a coming of age.
Yeah,
thing.
it is.
It's like first time you get a sex bot invasion, you think, yeah,
It's
I'm on YouTube.
It's the fucking worst when it's on speech to chat, text to speech as well, though, because it's like heart face, lovely thumbs up, sex chatbots, and then it just does that over and over and over about singles in your fucking area, and yeah, it's the worst.
And the best thing was that the only not regulator, what the fuck are they called?
Moderator.
The only moderator on the speech chat at the time was Weeble, and he was like, how do I stop this? I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's never happened to me before. So you had the two oldest guys on the internet trying to figure out how to stop a fucking sex chat bot. It was the funniest thing
I've had them before, but not like since I hit 1K. Maybe I'm protected now.
Oh yeah, maybe. Well, you are, what's
1K
what's
wanker.
the word I'm looking for? Yeah, 1K wanker. So yeah, now you're there. Now you've made it. Your next stream, you're going to get. Fuck it. I'm going to put a sex bot chat into your next stream.
Okay,
I'm just going to sit
after
there.
this.
I'm just going to sit. I'm going to sit there going, Punjabi Barbie, I love you.
Just remember what you're going to be in about 10 days, all right?
Yes, exactly. That's part of the problem. If anybody's wondering why we're talking about that, is we're all going down to Pico HQ in London a week on Wednesday, and I'm actually going to stop at Serge's house so I don't have to fucking travel on the train at 2:00 in the morning. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up fucking spiderwebbed to the wall. It'll be great fun.
I think Rob's going to be there as well. Silver Tongue Devil.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob's going to be there.
Yeah.
Clixer's going to be there.
Yes.
I think,
as well.
isn't he?
Yes.
Clixer's. Oh, looking forward to seeing Clix.
We haven't got any other guaranteeds at this moment in time. We've got some hopes and dreams.
Is Jay not there?
I don't know. Rob will have to tell us.
Beanie? Is Beanie going to be there, mate?
Beanie is the community manager for IDU, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So when we met them at Pico last time, it was like, hi, I'm Jay. Hi, I'm Rob. And Rob's he's not going to mind this. Rob's a gobshite. So after about half an hour, I was like, oh, it's Jay and not so silent Bob.
Yeah, we ended up because all of us end up smoking these really sketchy Chinese cigarettes.
God,
we've got our own little private group chat called Behind the Bike Sheds. So it was good. It was fun.
The guy who was giving us cigarettes was actually the head of Pico Europe.
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yeah. No, I do.
He was like, here. He was like, have some proper Chinese cigarettes. And we were like, oh, okay. Like, lit them, smoked them. I mean, I smoke cigars, so I'm not really sort of a nicotine guy. And I smoked the cigarette, and I was like, whoa, that's like smoking drugs, man. And he was like, yeah, no nicotine regulations in China.
Fucking hell.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know if I'll be doing that. I don't know if I'll be doing that again. That was murderous. But anyway, let's
back to what we were supposed to be talking about.
Back to the VR things.
Shuey's got to drop off in an hour.
Exactly. So we're gonna speed run this shit.
We're gonna speed run this shit. It never happened. We're gonna speed run it. Serge, what do you want to talk about, mate?
Let's talk about Population 1 going free on Thursday.
Yeah.
Ooh,
is this okay?
Yeah.
So the big question. I think there are two really big questions. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And why have they done this?
I think it's a good thing for the sweatiness of lobbies that you get on like a Friday night and weekends and stuff. In theory, it should water down the player base a bit. But then they might do the matchmaking where everyone who's just got the game, they're going to be playing with their own level, which is what the whole plan was at the start. So I think it might not be good for people like me who are level 61 or whatever it is, because the sweats will still be there. So I'm pretty sure people are thinking that it's going to mix everyone up and make it easier. But then if they can do the matchmaking where you stay with your kind of level, it's just going to be the same. But then again, it's because at the moment when people play, if you're a level 10 and you jump in on your own and you get randomly squadded up, a lot of the time, you're even level 1 people I've seen, you get chucked in with the high level people. So I think that would, well, it should help eradicate that a bit as well. It's just I think it's just going to be loads of transactions in game now, isn't it? That's how they're going to make their money, which is what they're doing anyway, isn't it? So
yeah, they're giving away like a bunch of stuff to people who have already owned the game, though, aren't they?
yeah. So you're getting some in-game credit. You're getting some skins, I think it is. Here we go. So you're getting the potassium PJ, which is just an outfit. It looks stupid, to be honest.
Good, I'll wear
that. You get a prestige arsenal. Legendary characters. You get a sticker. You get a calling card, 1,000 bureau gold, and the original banana outfit. Yeah, so from the 9th, but then it's free on Meta. Then it's going down from $30 to $20 on Steam. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So they're not. That's not a big drop, really.
Yeah, $10. Well, I mean, 33%, isn't it?
But that also ties in with something else I want to talk about. That apparently Meta have sold 20 million Quest 2 headsets. So obviously that big box are owned by Meta now. So that's why it's gone free to play, so that all those 20 million Quest 2 users will take it out of the box that's been sat in gathering dust for the past year and then start playing Population 1 again. But the problem is, like I said, like for me and obviously for Shuey and for you, I mean, I'm like a level 53, so I'm not that high. I haven't, I'm not that particularly skilled. I haven't played for a long time. We jumped into the live stream. We got fucking destroyed. Like, I think a 3-hour live stream, we got one or two wins, I think. But we were constantly put in with the level 60. I never got killed by anybody below level 60. It was like 60, 61. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. The same names you see coming up again, like him from China, whatever his name is, Zalotto, you know, and those guys. So are they hoping that when they open it up to free to play, it's going to expand the player base and make it easier for the new players? Or are they just going to get shoved into those lobbies with all these like high skilled? I'm not debasing how good they are at the game. These guys are experts, but they're not fun to play against because it's just like, I'm dead. So
yeah, and I think they sold 20 million quests, as in 1, 2, and
this isn't. Yeah, I was going to say this isn't just Quest 2s.
Yeah.
And it's not being supported on Quest 1 anymore.
Yeah, that stopped.
That finished in this month, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. I think what they're going to do is, at first, it's going to be great, I think, and then as the player base might dwindle, I don't know, because it's free to play. People might just. I've seen a lot of people say they've hovered over it a lot and they were going to buy it so many times, but I think a lot of people will jump in, and the Quest 2s, there's not like a lot of people that have Quest 2s have got them in the cupboards, haven't they, as well? So I think that's again, like you said, they're trying to get more people back onto the Quest 2 by giving this. I mean, there's not any other battle royales in VR that stand out. I mean,
there's literally stand out.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. Population 1 is really the only one. But like, so like for me, we played a lot of, like, during the lockdown, we played a lot of Population 1. We were Team Tryhard. And when it changed to skill-based matchmaking, it ruined the game for me.
Yeah.
Because we just went from playing normal games and occasionally you come across a really good team to just coming across really good teams all the time. So I remember, like, one particular stream, we streamed for like 3 or 4 hours and we didn't win the day before we won something like 21 games. It was like crazy, wasn't it? Do you remember that day?
Yeah.
We won like 21 games. I mean, we didn't win 21 games in a row. We won 21 games in that day. We probably played 50 games. That's the days when we used to fucking do population 1 all day, every day. And then the day they brought in match-based skill, whatever it was, we played and we won one game and we played for like 3 hours. And it completely changed the game for me, because it went from being fun to being like as if you were like in a competitive arena, like trying to win money or something. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds fucking great.
Oh, you're a competitive
wanker.
Games played. No, I wasn't. I would never
He's
ever
not
call
wrong.
my friend a wanker. All right. Well, you're a competitive wanker then.
The thing is, right, is when I started playing Pop 1, I started playing with Surge for a couple of weeks, and then I ended up meeting Henry Van Leer, and I ended up playing with this guy called Reaper from Ireland, and then eventually I started playing. Not too long after that, I started playing with Crash and oh fuck me, I can't remember his name. Scotticus.
Yes, Spartacus.
Right.
Yes, with the beard, lovely ginger beard.
Yeah, exactly right. So I started playing with those guys who were like level 58, 59, 60, whatever. And so I just had to get used to playing in these fucking ridiculous lobbies 24/7, and I loved every second of it. Like they had to drag my ass for like the first 2 months. And then I started holding my own, and then I stopped playing.
Exactly the same as me. I was like, we got to a certain, like, Team Tryhard was like me, Surge, and Face, and we got to a certain level where we were competitive against the top teams. There was a couple of teams that kept beating us, and then one day we beat them, and then they never ever beat us again. Do you remember that? It was Jaguar. What's his fucking chops?
The cheating guy that's been caught.
The guy who turned out to be cheating. Anyway. We kept coming against this team, and they would always beat us. And one day, we actually used their tactics against them, and we actually beat them. And that was like one of the greatest days in my Population 1 experience. But then you just get ground down because we become better. You were then put into that sort of sphere where you were constantly in teams that were like ultra competitive, and all they did was play. They were always in the top 10 in Population 1, and you were like, every time you saw them in the lobby, you were just like, oh, for fuck's sake. And it just, I just lost the fun. I tell you, when it came back, is when they did the Metropolis. Oh, why did they get rid of that as a thing? It was just so much fun. It didn't matter. Yeah, but it's too late now. It's too late. Because we went back in and we had so much fun, because it was like short, sharp fights. And it didn't really matter about your skill level.
It was just so the verticality was amazing as well.
Oh, it was brilliant. And then it was like a limited time thing, and they stopped it, and I lost interest. And then I didn't play for like about 6 months, and I went back in, and I just got hammered, and I was just like, nah, it just changed. I didn't like it. So
okay, so I'd like to throw you know me, I do both love and hate a good conspiracy, right? Here is Shuey's conspiracy theory of the week. I think
tinfoil hats on.
Yeah, tinfoil hats on, right? And you know me, I've thrown them out several times throughout the year. I don't necessarily believe what I'm about to say, but I like to put weird bets out there just to see if they pay off, you know? And this is one of those bets where if you're at the Grand National, you'd stick £1 on it, you know, because, you know, it's that 100 to 1 thing, and you're just like, well, £1, fuck it, you know? So, tinfoil hat on. I wonder if it's gone free to play because they know that when Fortnite comes to VR, it's going to fuck Population 1 into the ground.
Oh, and they own it, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
They own Population 1. They own Big Box.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Oh,
so what's the news on Fortnite though?
There's no news. There's no news on it. The last news we had on Fortnite coming to VR was some people
It's
pulled
not
out.
coming to VR.
No, not quite. There was some. There were some files within one of the updates last November, I believe it was. And it said stuff to do with like Quest and VR and bits like that. So like it was probably some legacy leftover stuff. And they have said like Fortnite's not coming to VR, which is fine and bullshit because it will eventually. Same with everything else. Like there's no reason why it won't, in my humble opinion. But yeah, no, I think what they're trying to do is Fortnite was a placeholder in that conspiracy theory game set. What I was meaning was they want to have this thing where players, when they first pick up the headset, they're already ingrained in a battle royale that they don't have to spend any money on. And they don't want others coming in and basically taking away from something that they've spent literal millions developing. So yeah, that's my theory anyway.
Yeah, because I've seen the videos and the just with this update, they're changing like areas in the map. Have you seen that? They're changing certain areas and they're going to change it every X amount of time.
So kind of like they have been doing, but
yeah, but I think more often, like the observatory is now like a tree house or something. They're going to change the castle to something else. I think they're going to dynamically change the bits of the map all the time.
Well, they've made it much easier for themselves now that they've created like their sandbox system.
Yeah. Rastapuff said he thinks they're working on a new project and they won't update it after 2023.
I mean that's probably a good shout, in all honesty.
Population 2 or something. Population 1.5.
Population. The whole idea is it's actually population '1.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be the one person that wins, but
which is weird because they always had squads.
I know.
Population 3. Yeah, it was honestly the Population 1 naming branding was real dumb from the get-go. Like I really liked what they were doing with the lore behind it, but then they just decided who gives a fuck about the lore. Like who? Like
they went deep on that. They did. They went deep on the lore. Didn't they?
And it was a really cool idea of what they were doing. Like there was a whole class system as to why the like battle royales were happening. It was very sort of Hunger Games type stuff coming into it, and they had different factions.
When the tower opened, it was all like, "Oh wow!" There's like different posters.
Yeah, and they could have done some really cool shit with that. I mean, I would have loved to not be forced into having a faction, but be able to represent a faction, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could have just had like not skill trees, but like cosmetic trees specifically for factions that had no bearing on the game, but just gave you the ability to be like, oh yeah, well these guys like they're super into cybernetics, or these guys like they're more into the neon colors, and you could have tried to diversify and have people fighting similar to how they did the light and dark.
That's exactly what I was going to say next.
Which was a really cool event, and everybody loved that idea. Like, yes, you had to choose between one or
Ellen
a
DeGeneres.
Yeah. You know, but you had to choose between one or the other, and if it didn't pay off for you, then it didn't pay off for you. But even so, like that was a really cool event, and I think they really sort of they could have mixed the lore into that really well, and honestly, they kind of just I don't understand why they binned off the lore. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Money.
What money though? Like it doesn't even have to be good. It doesn't even have to be good lore. It just has to be like what cool ideas people throw around in the office.
But the thing is, right? So this is going to another story which we're going to talk about, and it is Nerf got cancelled.
Yeah.
Echo Arena got cancelled.
Yeah.
Like Echo Arena, we'll put that to one side. Nerf got cancelled. That is a big franchise, and it hasn't been out for very long. You played it. You got involved in it, Shuey.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did, yeah.
You played it for a bit, and then did you play it as well, Serge?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, you didn't have a Quest at that point, did you?
No.
I don't think so. I had a PS5 though, but that's another story.
Fuck off, right? How many times are you going to bring that up? Right, so, okay, so...
Carry on.
Probably for as long as both me and you have a PSVR 2. It's...
So, you played it. I didn't get involved because I wasn't interested. But you were like, yeah, this is really good. And then it just went and fell off a cliff, didn't it?
So, I am... how do you put this, right? I try...
You're a
my
nerf geek.
best. I try my best to be as objective as possible, but I still want people to see how excited I am and how passionate I am for this particular type of gaming, right? I'm not talking about Nerf specifically, I'm talking about VR in general, right? And I think that came through quite well with my Pavlov video the other day. Like, it's just me dicking around for like 28 minutes or whatever it is, accidentally like trying to work out how to play Russian roulette with myself, for at least 2 minutes of that, and it failing miserably. And you know, I think with Nerf, although I enjoyed myself and I really enjoyed speaking to the developer, I really enjoyed playing with Gamertag, and I had an absolute blast while I was doing it, I do think that I let myself get too overexcited with it.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I can see now that I look back at it why this game had no legs to begin with.
Okay.
Because when I was speaking to the developer, I was like, okay, so what are we going to do next? What's the next step for this game? Like, it hadn't even come out yet, and I was asking him these questions, you know? I was like, what game modes are we going to see? What new Nerf blasters are you going to bring into the game? And then they didn't do anything. And I understand why they didn't do anything, because I don't think it sold anywhere near as much, because the actual market for this, and this is something that I pointed out to them, the market for this are the people who don't have $30 to spend on it. Like, you're trying to wait for these people until their birthday when they're like, Mom, Dad, Grandma, can I please have Nerf on my Quest 2, please? And like, they've got their Quest 2 for Christmas, and Nerf comes out in, I don't know when the fuck it was, let's say May for the sake of argument, and their birthday is not until August, right? By the time they've got to August, they're ingrained in playing Gorilla Tag. They're ingrained in playing like any other free game that they've managed to get their hands on, or they've been like, they got Population 1 when they got their Quest 2 originally, and so they instead have been playing that. They're not going to just wait around. And honestly, like, the lobbies were pretty much, thank you, Diego, it came out in August. Honestly, like, the lobbies were dead on day one.
Okay, so we're going to go back to Larcenauts.
Yeah.
Now, all of us were really hyped for Larcenauts,
yeah,
weren't we? I was like, wow, this is going to be like the next big multiplayer game in VR. And on launch day, the multiplayer servers were dead, and it was buggy. It was like fucking like buggy. It was terrible. I mean, Serge, we played on day one. Do you remember?
Yeah, you couldn't install it on Steam. That was an issue. And then there was loads of issues on that game.
Yeah. Okay. So they basically lost their player base on day one. Like day one. So what happened was there was a big update. We went back about a week later, I think, and we played and we had a kind of good time. We got a decent team together. I think we were all there. I think me, you, I can't remember whether Shu was there. Was it?
No.
Face was there.
Face was there. Yeah, and when
so Face still existed.
Try hard. Yeah, when he wasn't just popping out babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got together after the patch a week later, and we had a pretty good time. We came up against this team of like super high level wankers, but then we persisted. Do you remember we actually beat them at the end?
We bumped into a guy. Yeah, we bumped into a guy who jumped on our team. He was decent as well. Do you remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we actually managed to work out a tactic to beat this team, and it was like, great, okay. And then we didn't play for a while, and like a month later, I think there was another update, and we went back, But the problem was, by that time, there was only about 20 people still playing the game, and they were all super high level. And if you jumped into a multiplayer lobby, you got trashed.
Yep.
You you did not have a chance of winning anything. You just like got absolutely smoked. And I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. And that was it for Last Noughts. Lasted 4 weeks.
How big
But
was
no-
the Last
yeah.
Noughts team? It was 5 players, right?
Yeah, it was 5v5, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem. Like, the biggest barrier to entry for Population 1, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will find this, have found this, will find this, is how bad do you feel when you get online and you have to play as, not as a good player, as a medium or bad player, or a new player? How bad do you feel jumping into random squads? It feels fucking awful.
No, I don't want to play that way.
No, I don't want to play that way. Me and Henry used to get online and we used to sit there and wait for someone to come online to join. And if no one did, we would probably play a couple of random lobbies, get pissed off at the people that were taking the fucking golden AWP, and then the 4-star AWP. And we'd be like, dude, you're literally not hitting anything. Just give it to Henry. Henry will fucking snipe. We will have, like, it will increase our chances of winning this game by at least 20%. You know, and they'd sit there and they'd like fuck it off, and then they'd die, and you'd be like, well, we'll try and get you up, I guess. And then we'd die trying to get them up because this guy literally was walking the other fucking way while we were trying to res him. And you're just like, you know what? I'd rather just not play this game. And
Yeah.
that is the same problem that you're going to have with Last Noughts. Is it's not a game that you can realistically play as a randomer.
No, not at all.
Yeah. The last thing I saw on that game is esports or something they were looking to get into.
Mm.
So I guess it would be good for esports, but I think as well, when we played it, Mac, it just came out and everyone on there were people that probably play testing the game. Do you remember they had all the best gear, didn't they? Already.
Which game is it? Oh, Last Noughts, yeah.
Yeah, Last Noughts.
Yeah.
So there were people that had played it before and had all
yeah.
the best gear and they're wiping everyone.
On launch day, they didn't reset the guys who'd been doing the alpha.
Yeah, that's dumb.
So we literally started the lobby at 6 o'clock. It took us a little bit of a while to fuck about and realize what we were doing. So we started like 6:10, and we came up against high level players at 6:10 on the day the game launched.
The only thing that alpha testers should get at a launch is cosmetics. There should be nothing else.
Absolutely.
It makes zero sense.
So again, we're going back to Ghost of Tabor here because this is the next big thing that I think is going to take up a lot of my time. So Ghost of Tabor, when they do an update, they reset everything. So you lose all your guns. I've lost all my guns. You lose everything. So on launch day, Ghost of Tabor, they have to reset everybody. They have to reset all the guys who've been involved in the alpha. Otherwise, the people who jump into the game are going to get hit by the guys who are rocking Mark 16s with silencers. And
I think they need
who can just fucking take you out from like fucking 200 meters away.
I'm going to go one step further than that. I think they need to do periodic wipes, server wipes.
They do that in Tarkov, don't
yeah,
they?
they do. And I think that is actually a good thing. I know people get pissed off because you are working your way towards that sort of thing. But I genuinely believe that that is what should happen.
No, I disagree. I disagree fundamentally. I'm a
OCD.
I've got OCD. I actually put my Heckler and Koch guns on the same rack, and then I put my World War II guns on the same rack, and I put my 7.62 guns on the same rack. And if somebody reset it, and it has happened in Ghost of War, I get fucking really upset. I don't once the game releases to the general public, I disagree with what you're saying. I really do. I know Tarkov does it, but
Gonzilla's saying that they're going to do it every 6 months. They confirmed it.
Yeah, good.
There you go. Cheers, Don. And Jason L. Diamond Geezer's in the chat as well.
Diamond Geezer!
He actually did this. He didn't. He did an unboxing video for. He premiered it on his channel for the G2, and then I was watching it.
Yeah.
And I was chatting away, and I was just like, I messaged him. I go, "Are you watching your own Premier?" He's like, "Oh no, I forgot it was even on." So that was my bit of comedy for today. I sent him a voice message going, "What kind of cowboy doesn't turn up to his own Premier?"
Well
There
done,
you go.
well
Check
done,
his channel out, Jason Bell.
well done, fucking diamond geezer. You idiot. Fucking hell. I completely disagree with that reset. I completely disagree with that reset. That is just the worst. It's like if you were playing what's that game on Xbox with the light?
Looks like you're trying to remove. You know what those
Yeah.
people go that remove the devil out of your soul. Yeah.
No, your soul is gone. Destiny.
Destiny, yes.
It's like I worked like my arse off to get my Destiny level up. If they reset it every 6 months, I would have stopped playing as soon as I heard that.
But that is a different type of game. Destiny
It's
is
not a different
Yes,
type.
it is. Destiny is an
No.
MMORPG. Ghosts of Tabor is not an MMORPG.
It's a gun collect 'em up. If you take my guns away,
What is the official genre of Tarkov?
it doesn't have one really. It's
It's because it
hardcore survival shoot 'em up thing.
Tarkov genre. I'm. What is Escape from Tarkov?
You cannot reset my guns after I spent 6 months.
Why not?
Actually, I collect things, right? If after 6 months you said I've got to buy a new Master Chief and Xbox controller and pulse and steering wheel and this and that, I'd be like, no, you fucking can't. I would stab you.
Okay, right. So
dead.
here you go. The difference between Destiny and Ghosts of Tabor or Tarkov or whatever game you want to put in its place in that particular genre, right, is that in order to do end game content in Destiny, you need the correct gear. Yeah, in the same way as in World of Warcraft or in Zenith, you need the correct gear, right? In Ghosts of Tabor, one bullet to the head kills you.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter what the gun is. A bullet to the head will kill you because it's a realistic survival. It's a realistic survival game. Yeah. So it's not about your loot. It's you get a slight advantage from having a fully automatic weapon that happens to have some sort of red dot on it compared to an iron sight rifle or like a Thompson or something. But there is a small advantage.
I'm going to be sick because he said it's not about the loot. It's all about the loot. That's
no, but your skill isn't determined, or your ability to fight battles isn't as determined by your loot. Whereas in Destiny or World of Warcraft or Zenith, it's completely dependent on your loot.
Yeah, it was all about your armor. It was all about your weapons. Right. So if you took, if I spent time to get my org, which I've got this bit of a hard on about, and then you reset it after 6 months and I lost my org, I am done playing. I am done playing.
Okay, well, in that case, everyone mark your calendars. 20th of March, right? So what will that be? That'll be 20th of September? 20th of September, Mac rage quits Ghosts of Tabor.
He's going to uninstall the game, and that is it. Change his review on Steam to a thumbs down. Oh, that might happen as well, actually. That people might change their reviews when that happens too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's possible.
So, Quest Pro.
Quest Pro has slashed its price by 33.3%.
4 months after it was released.
I know that Walking Dead has a Quest Pro. Does anyone else in the chat have a Quest Pro?
Hold on. I was talking to somebody the day who
you were talking to Paradise Decay because I was watching your Twitter conversation. Because you asked him,
for free.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? You asked him if he was whether he was butthurt or whatever about like the price drop and whatnot. And he was like, "Nah, I got to send it for free." And I was like, "Ha, okay."
Right. One of the long-term commentators on my channel is called Call the Count Tangent. Sorry, I do apologize.
Let's just call him Cole or Count. Pick one.
call the count tangent. He actually bought a Quest Pro with his own money, and he is devastated because they have not offered any refund or
credit or
bonus or anything. Like, yeah, you bought one, 1,500 quid, 4 months later, reduce the price. Fuck you.
Yeah, Meta are good at fucking people off.
I don't know where. I honestly think that Meta are they are a ship without a rudder. They have got no fucking clue where they're going. They've done this knee-jerk reaction to reduce the price. So they've reduced the price of the Quest 3 256 to match the Pico 4. They've dropped the price of the Quest Pro. I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they've lost the plot.
Okay, so if you've read the article I have, then you probably already know what I'm about to go, the rabbit hole I'm about to go down, right? What is Meta as a company now?
They're trying to do this metaverse AR MR thing.
Indy, what is Meta?
Meta is data.
Oh, okay. You're going to go meta with your answer.
It's all about the data. That's what's worth money, man. Data's worth all the money nowadays.
Right. Okay. So I saw a headline yesterday, I think, and it made me think, yeah, actually, what the fuck? And I agree with you, Indy. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And with the recent leaks, from Meta, for recent email leaks from Meta to do with selling advertising space using eye tracking and stuff. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. However, there was an article on The Verve this week that said... The Verge, sorry. The Verve, not the band.
Not the band.
Yes, the band.
Hey,
the band that I'm pretty sure don't actually write music anymore. Decided to come out of retirement to make an entire song just to talk about the current state of affairs of the mega giant company Meta. So yeah, they said, is it? I can't remember the exact title. It boils down to, does Meta not realise that it's a fucking gaming company?
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I actually read it.
Yeah,
I read it. I actually read it. Yes, I agree with you.
And I'm like, yes, actually, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Like, who realistically, like, I know that they're looking 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, and they're trying to create this ecosystem. I understand that. I understand that they're trying to do, what the hell's the game? They're trying to become Rec Room, you know. They're trying to create that same ecosystem, but bigger and more expansive, and stretches, like trying to blur the lines between real world virtual reality and the mixed reality space. And they need to create the hardware for it.
Being cool.
They need to create hardware for it. They need to create software for it. They need to create like infrastructure for it. They need to have sponsorships for it. They need to have deals for it between like them and Gucci and other wanker fucking brands that no one could ever give a shit about. But realistically, the thing that was doing something for them, and I'm not saying making money, because I don't know if they're making money out of the Quest or not. I know that on the hardware they were losing money. And I'm not sure whether the software is actually making up for that in any way, shape, or form. But the thing that was making their fucking name, obviously excluding the fact that they used to be called Facebook and originally it was Facebook, is of course gaming.
Beat Saber
was making their name. Gorilla Tag was making their fucking name. Population 1 wasn't, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, stuff like that is what was making their name. They're a fucking gaming company, and they don't care about that shit anymore.
Where are the games?
Yeah, where the fuck are they?
All these rumoured and advertised and cancelled games.
Yeah.
Just like
Nexus, Assassin's Creed Nexus, GTA 5,
GTA 5,
San Andreas.
Yes.
Where is it? Where's Ghostbusters? Fuck, we lost our
not
shit.
even Ghostbusters.
We lost our shit.
Ghostbusters isn't even exclusive.
That's right. It isn't.
It's coming out on PSVR 2.
And Assassin's Creed Nexus isn't also exclusive because Ubisoft has said that the deal has been broken with Meta, and it's coming out on Meta Quest and other platforms.
Heck, get fucked now.
So your initial point is actually something that I've actually talked about quite a lot on my channel, and it's not like, so with PSVR 2, I'm amazed with PSVR 2. I love GT 7. I love Resident Evil. I love Call of the Mountain. I've yet to play Pavlov. I've yet to play Kite Mirage. But like, these are the games that I'm really excited about. And what is next for PSVR 2? And what is next for Quest 2? What are you looking forward to, like, games-wise on Quest 2? Because I don't give a shit about what platform I'm pointing at my headsets I play my VR on. I'm only excited about games, right? PSVR 2 is exciting because it has GT7 for me, Resident Evil for me, Horizon Call of the Mountain for me. What is the next big game that's coming out on Quest 2? Can you think about it? Can you mention it? Can you put a release date down on paper for it? You can't, can you?
No.
Right, what is it like? So, Serge, you do indie games. What is the next big PC VR game coming out in VR?
When you got Saints and Sinners and Vertigo too, the end of the month.
Off the top of his head, like just straight away.
Vertigo 2. Yeah, okay. So sorry, Shui, I missed that. What did you say?
No, what I'm saying is like it took less than a second for Serge to straight away be like, blah, 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 right, and start. But I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I don't fucking know what is coming out on Quest.
Exactly. Unless you're BMF and you've got somebody inserting fucking Quest games.
No. Let's not jump into that. I don't disagree with you on your sentiment of it, but let's remove the anal cavity from the particular situation or description that we're gonna do. Like, I might not like. I haven't enjoyed his content for a while, but I don't want to insult the guy.
No, I unsubscribed for a very specific personal reason. I watched him for years. I was a subscriber. I like him. He's a nice enough guy, but I think he's gone. The word I use is anodyne. He's so terrified of upsetting anybody that he doesn't say anything that is interesting at all. He will not do anything to upset his little apple cart.
Yeah, he's the most vanilla of vanilla.
And then I hate that. I hate myself for saying that because he's such a nice guy. I watched him for years, and I was like, oh, I want to like BMF. I like BMF, and there's a few reasons I stopped watching him, which are just my own personal opinions. But he will not, absolutely will not say no. This is bad. He won't. And I wouldn't say I've lost respect for him for doing that. He has a business to run, and in the end, I might turn out to be like that. I hope I won't. But he has his persona and he has his business to run, and therefore he will not do what I would do in a certain situation, which would be to say, nah, sorry, that's bad. Just don't go there.
So that's not the reason I unsubscribed to him.
Okay.
I never was subscribed, so
okay. Yeah, well, I mean, you were a fucking index wanker. Like, why would you subscribe to him?
No,
he didn't give a shit about fucking
I had the Quest 2 for them index.
I prefer to say Murmur Index wanker, if you don't mind.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, I got that wrong. No, so I believe that there is a need for his brand of vanilla in the VR
Absolutely.
space.
Absolutely agree with you.
And there is definitely a need for it, because there needs to be like that ultimately safe space where nothing bad is going to happen to you by clicking on his videos, right? The problem is, and it's his prerogative. Go for it. You do you, my dude. You do you. You have ruined that safe space by plastering biblical bullshit all over it. I'm not going to try and get into the political problem.
I did not to say it. I was waiting.
I didn't think you were going to say it.
I didn't
think you were going to say it.
I don't want to get too political on this particular. Like, I'm a very. If you meet me in person, right? I'm a very, very outspoken. I'm a very outspoken atheist. I've got no problem.
As am I.
I've got no problem with people being religious if that's what they want in their life. Not a problem at all. I have a big problem with using large platforms to promote it. But
yes, agreed.
So that was my reason for as I said, I think same as Mac. I think he's a lovely guy. I would love to meet him in person and be like, dude, I watched you for so long. It's been a great ride. I haven't watched any of your stuff for a good year now.
Since you did the biblical.
Yeah, since you started plastering the biblical stuff over it, and I was like, do you know what? He was the guy that I would have let my kids be subscribed to on YouTube. Like, I'm not going to let them be subscribed to Mac, because they'll see stuff like this. Right? I'm not going to let them be subscribed to Indy, because they're going to see Indy's Indy's brand of dirty shit that he talks about on his channel.
You also cannot let your children subscribe to your channel.
Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not.
We're all fucking scumbags.
Because we are all scumbags, right? And all of our stuff is 18
can we do
plus.
A virtual high five? Can we do a virtual high five?
Right?
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about, right? There's no way that I'm going to let my kids just randomly subscribe to us three, because that's ridiculous. In the same way, like I wouldn't let them subscribe to randomers, but he was like the safe space that my kids could subscribe to, and I could be like, hey, this is a nice vanilla, easy to watch VR thing that gets them excited about these VR games. And now I can't do that, because
I agree.
I don't like. I mean, I can, and my kids will sit there and we'll have conversations about atheism and theism and all this different stuff. And we have a very open. In fact, like, when I say that I can't let them subscribe to us three, it's not because of the swearing, because my son swears like a fucking sailor. Right? He's 8. We have a rule in our house that language is very specific, and I had to.
I've heard this before, yes.
And I said to him, like, the best time in the world to ever shout the word "fuck" is when you stub your toe. Yes. And the thing is, yesterday he stubbed his toe, thought about it, and then shouted "fuck." Anyway,
can we just go back to BMF?
Yeah.
Right, because I want to clarify, because it seems like we're targeting him because he believes in God.
No.
It's not that, right? I was a massive fan of BMF. The thing I didn't like about it, so what happened was he posted on Twitter, some religious bullshit, and he got a load of shit about it, and people were like, "Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that," and I was like, I'm going to step away from that, because I'm not going to get involved with it. If you believe in God, I don't care. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. There's
2,999
2,999 religions in this world. You believe in one of them. I disbelieve in the other one.
In one more than you.
So,
it's a great Ricky Gervais quote.
It is. Yeah, it is. So that was not the thing that put me off. It was the thing that put me off is when he put a religious quote into one of his videos, which he'd posted on YouTube, which got 52,000, 60,000 views. And then people in the comments started going, "Woo, dude, oh yeah, you're like you're religious, and then people are like, oh no, I fucking hate you because you're religious. And I was like, whoop, I'm done. Right? I don't dislike you because you believe in God, but I dislike the fact that you're promoting what you believe in on this massive platform on YouTube and Twitter. And
But
just
you can't say that though, really, can you? Because it's his platform to promote, which is why I just took myself out of the platform.
yeah.
It's a vote. It's a vote with your wallet thing. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. No, unfortunately, Sim, the quote was absolutely not relevant to VR. We have gone off on a tangent. This isn't meant to be a bashing system. This is meant to be an explanation of our reasoning.
Wasn't even on my list. Wasn't even on my list.
It sounds like you scratched it into your arm with a compass, Mac. You're quite passionate about this. Yeah, let's move on because we've got 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes, guys.
Okay, I'm not going to make my religious quote then.
No, right. What have we got left on the thing? Yeah, fits. VR equals very religious.
I don't have anything left.
I think that's
actually,
pretty
I
much...
think we've. Yeah, I think we've.
Actually, no. There is something else. So, where did I put it? Where do I put it? Yeah. So, Echo Arena. Right. I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back to this because this is the first instance, I think, where we've seen something big happen that's pissed off VR people. That VR people have actually put their fucking money where their mouths are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I know what you're talking about.
Fucking amazing, right? So, Save Echo, right, was like the big thing. Like, everyone was kind of like, you know, why are they shutting down this cool thing that we all love? It's an amazing thing. It looks great. It does all the stuff. And so these people, like, I think it was organized through Reddit. They were like, yeah, let's really show them what we want to do. So I'm not sure if it was lots of small people like donating, or whether it was a few larger people, or a mixture of the two. But they flew a fucking plane over Meta headquarters with like Save Echo Arena or whatever it was, like written out the back of it. And I think they flew it around there for like between 1 and 3 hours or something. Which is no, it's not. It's not. I'm not sure. It might have been like someone donated like their time to fly the plane or something.
Well, it could have been like Zuckerberg himself as like some kind of PR stunt.
Yeah, I mean, if so, then more play to him.
Zuckerberg was in the building and they were going, would you like a macchiato latte with like sort of foam? And he was like, oh yeah, would you like come over here and have your coffee. Oh shit, come over here and have your coffee because there's a plane saying Save Echo Arena out there. He's like, oh, what? Bosworth was like, nah, you want to come over here, mate.
Is there any figures on the actual player base before they shut it down? They don't really do figures,
I don't think they've released any, because I think if they even had the ability to do so beforehand, them doing it now might actually be a really bad PR stunt on their part. Because if they turned around and said, we've got 10,000 player base and we're just going to say no.
Exactly. It's only 10,000 players.
Oh, they said tens of thousands.
No, they said
according to Diego Darko.
They said did they? I thought it was only 10,000 players or so.
Yeah, no, I think only tens of thousands.
That's still quite a lot.
Tens of thousands.
If you can,
I tell you what, Population 1 would love tens of thousands of players. Every fucking.
Maybe their plan was to get everyone off that and onto Population 1.
Yeah, because they're the same thing. It's
conspiracy theorists. Oh no, Serge, we're gonna get sued. We're gonna get sued.
Maybe the next game mode in Population 1 is basically Echo Arena.
Yeah, you never know.
But for those of you who are sad to see it go,
they can do it because we did that Zero Gravity game. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can do it.
So for those of you who are sad to see Echo Arena go, If it does still go, the creator of Gorilla Tag has said that he is actually working on a spiritual successor to it. And this is coming from somebody that used to be a professional Echo Arena player.
Yeah, and he's I mean, look at his game. It was just like a little indie piss around thing, and it's done so well, hasn't it? So he's got a lot of people already, like in his he's already got current players of Gorilla Tag that he can market that game to pretty easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Lazuk Blade,
Yeah.
They didn't like that free popular game is so big. I disagree with you, buddy. Like their free popular game, their entire monetization system was through skins and season passes. Guess what population 1 is now going to be?
Free game.
It's going to be a
skins
free.
And popular. Exactly.
Yeah, it's owned by them because they also own Lone Echo, and the studio behind it. I can't remember what the studio name is called.
Ready at Dawn.
Ready at Dawn. So yeah, they already owned that, and they created.
They own the rights to Lone Echo, which is still one of the best games in VR. And it was on Rift S. It was fucking not marketed when Lone Echo 2 came out. It's almost as if you made sort of The Godfather Part 1. And then The Godfather Part 2 was only available on Hawaii or whatever the fuck TV shit streaming channel it was.
Let's say Netflix.
Which only 10,000 people subscribe to. So you've gone from like one of the best films ever to the second best film ever, but only a limited audience can watch it. So do you see what the thing I'm making is here? Is Lone Echo 2 is still one of the best games in VR ever. Lone Echo was the best game in VR. Lone Echo 2 was a masterpiece, and it was just not marketed and not sold, and it just didn't do anything, and nobody knows about it, and it's a fucking tragedy. And that was Ready at Dawn, and they're the guys who were behind, obviously, Lone Echo.
Yeah, because Echo Arena was off Lone Echo, wasn't it? It was like a.
It was, yeah. Sorry, I'm ranting. I'm ranting because I'm annoyed.
No, I have one more thing that I would like to talk about, and it is a controversial topic, as I've realised. I didn't realise how controversial this opinion of mine is until yesterday or today, looking on Twitter and finding a very similar argument where I think my opinion was basically it was definitely the devil in the argument, and people were going nuts about it and getting really fucking angry. So here you go. Here is my controversial opinion that I think I might get slated for, and I'm willing to take the flak on this one in chat. You know, go nuts at me. That's fine. For those of you who have played or at least watched Call of the Mountain, it is a very pretty game.
Yes.
It's a very pretty game. And it's got some really interesting mechanics. And it's got big metal dinosaurs. And to me, I truly believe that this is the first steps game of the PSVR 2.
Steps.
First steps. Did you play that on the Quest 2?
They force you to do it. So yeah, he must have. I'm pretty sure you have to do it when you first start. It's like the demo to show you how to grab stuff and all that.
Yeah. So the way it was put on Twitter was that it like people have been calling it a tech demo, and I don't agree with that specifically. However, there are a lot of elements to and this is the thing. What like Clueless Dad gave it, so like a £60 first steps game. The game isn't that long. It is maybe 8 to 10 hours. And realistically, you could complete it in 6, I think. It is... The story is completely forgettable.
Yes.
In my opinion. The scenery is gorgeous. The set design is amazing. The invisible walls are annoying and horrible. There are several objects in there that are put in there purely for people to piss around with that haven't played VR before. Like they've added a bunch of things in there, like the musical instruments. Yeah, which is a cool thing, but it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't add anything to the gameplay whatsoever. It's just something there for people who want to pick up things and dick around with them, and that's fine. And actually, when it came to the stacking stone thing, they were difficult, but it showed off like the physics and the VR interaction really well, and it annoyed me. But yeah, Weebles just said exactly what I'm about to get onto. Is they had points where you had fucking snowballs, like piles of snowballs. There is no reason to have that, and then like because it would be a pile of snowballs and then a bunch of crockery, right? That you could just throw snowballs at. And it's like this is ridiculous. This doesn't add anything to the set design whatsoever. It doesn't add anything to the environment. It is literally something for you to dick around in. If you're like, because I picked up a snowball, I threw it, and I was like, I don't give a shit about this. What's the point in this? Yeah. The boss battles were good. They were enjoyable, but the last one was way too easy. Completed it first time. No, I'm not telling you what it is. I completed it first time and I didn't even think it was the last fight.
Yeah, I mean, we did like I've been speaking to Jason about this as well. Because we did talk about that as well. I don't know if it was in the podcast or just in person, but we kind of had the same thoughts. Obviously, from what he told me, I haven't played it, but he was like, it's just like a game to introduce people to VR.
Yes, what he's just said on there as well, and I agree with you.
Yeah, which I'd be pretty pissed because that would be the main game that I would have wanted to play.
So what was your point then, Chewy?
My point is that this right, first steps on the Quest 2, right, was never ever shown as being anything except but the literal what's written on the can, first steps. Yeah. It's an introduction to the system. And although it's got the pretty Horizon facade to the game, and they've already got this sort of pre-built lore behind it.
Yeah.
I think most of it was just to try and show off what the system was capable of. And it wasn't so like it was a little bit more than a tech demo. But I think that game genuinely should have been free.
And
I think it should be free with the system.
And the other thing is that there's too much climbing. That's what a lot of people have said. It's like filling in like a filler where you're climbing a lot. I haven't played it, so don't take my word for it, but that's what people have told me as well.
It's arguable as to whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm really annoyed about this. I really am genuinely annoyed about this. I'm really sorry. I loved the climbing. I thought it was great. There was points when I was hanging off by my hand and looking down, and the scenery was amazing. I thought the boss battles were epic because it's like you cannot like I live streamed a lot of it, and you cannot describe how huge those mechanical dinosaurs were that you were fighting against. I think I agree the story was throwaway. I didn't really give a shit about my brother Yurid. I was like, there's Yurid. He's broken his leg. I'll just go over here and fuck off because I really don't care what happens. But I think that Horizon Call of the Mountain is a system seller. And for one reason, and I feel really shallow about this, is that there were points in the game where me, a veteran VR game player, was fucking blown away. And that doesn't happen very often. And I paid the full 60 quid for that game. and I think it was worth it. It's kind of hurting me to say that. I think it was worth it.
You haven't finished it yet, have you?
No, he hasn't.
I'm really close to
Yeah,
finishing
you're
it.
really
I'm
close,
about,
right?
I'm about an hour off. Yeah.
At this point in time, do you think you'll go back and play it again?
No. But that is a lot of games I've played. I would not go back and play again. Like I would, so. For example, I borrowed a PS4 of a friend of mine and played The Last of Us, and I thought that wasn't a good game. Everybody else was like, "This is the best game ever."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But I just played Gears of War, whatever it was, 3 or 4, I can't remember, and that is like the ultimate third-person shooter game. It's like perfect. The shooting mechanics are perfect. The movement mechanics are perfect, and I found The Last of Us to be awkward and difficult, and like it was just made difficult, like because you're a young girl and you don't know how to shoot a gun. No, that's bad. If I aim at something, I want to hit it. So for me, Gears of War was better than The Last of Us. That's fucking going to be very controversial. I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Horizon Call the Mountain. I think it's a great game. I think it's beautiful. It's very linear. Yes, there's a lot of climbing. I enjoyed the climbing. I really did enjoy the climbing. I'm sorry. Maybe it makes me a boring person. There
I
was a
enjoyed the
point where
climbing later.
when you got up into the big mountains and you were climbing across the big robots and the vista was like down there and it was crazy. I was like, this is amazing.
Have you got the tool yet that you throw up and it drops down a rope for you?
Yes.
That is the worst mechanic I have used in a VR game in my entirety of VR. It's crap.
You have to wait until it uncurls, because if you jump for it, you will die.
Yeah. No, but
yeah.
Here's the thing, right? It will blow people away because it is very pretty, and a lot of it is very easy, and it makes you feel like a badass with the bow. If you leave the eye tracking, the gaze tracking on, yeah, because I've played it both with and without, and I felt it was really fun either way. But if you want to feel like a badass, leave the gaze tracking on. It will make your gameplay feel so much more fun. Because it will make you feel like you're just Legolas.
Yeah. So what is your problem with Horizon Called the Mountain?
No, it's not.
I'm not saying it's a perfect game.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem as such. My critique of it is that I am loathed to have paid the amount of money I paid for a game that is designed purely in such a way as to be like, oh yeah, this looks so good, so pretty. It gives that wow factor. But it's another hubris.
No, fuck off! Absolutely, fuck the fuck.
Well, people are agreeing. You got Jason.
Hubris was a fucking giant pile of shite.
No, it was a very gorgeous looking pile of shite. No, it was a beautiful looking pile of shite.
It was a fucking vacuous, unbelievable pile of absolute garbage.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? Before you continue, right? When you first start Hubris, right, you go through like talking to the weird head guy, ignoring that bit, right? And then the ship crashes, and then you swim out, which, by the way, is some of the best early haptics I have ever had on a game, because I genuinely felt like it was moving through water. And then you pop your head out and you see that gorgeous, perfectly rendered vista all around you. And it is fucking gorgeous, right?
Squid arms.
No. Just bear with me. Bear with me on this argument, right? You swim out of that gorgeous pool, right? And you look around and it is fucking gorgeous, right? would argue that Call of the Mountain is just that over and over and over again with some reasonably okay fight scenes in it.
Squid arms. I've got you a squid arms. Fucking squid arms.
Okay, let me ask you this then. How many times did you pick up a tool in Call of the Mountain and feel good about picking up that tool?
Oh, it's like playing Metroid.
No. So a hammer or the grip claws or the two-handed mallet.
No, that's got nothing to do with it.
No, bollocks. They put it in there for new people. They didn't think about it, and it feels clunky and shit to hold. Every single thing in that game that is not purely based around your mechanics that you have been given, such as your bow or such as the slingshot and things, the rest of it feels shit. When you have to put the fucking string around shit, it feels crap. Don't tell me that game is that good when they're ignoring simple shit like that.
Okay, right. So here, I'm going to be controversial here. I don't think it's a great game. I think it's an average game.
Sorry, Indy's loving this. Good. I'm looking down at his screen. He's just like, dance, my pretties, dance.
Call of the Mountain is Super Metroid in VR.
Explain.
Because of the tools. It's Zelda. It's the grappling tool. It's the fucking weird bow thing that you have. It's the weird, like, so as you grow in a person, it's Super Metroid. There's places you can't go, and you think, oh, how can I go up there? And then you upgrade, and you think, oh, that's how I can go up there. It's Zelda. You know, when you get to the first time you get to a cliff and you think, I can't go over there. And then you get the slingshot and you think, oh, now I can go over there. And that, I'm obviously not comparing Call of the Mountain to Zelda or Metroid. It's nothing like that. But it has that, for me, in VR, it has that feeling of how do you progress through this system? And you get a bow, you get this, like, the shit. I mean, that was shit. Like
I liked the slingshot.
The slingshot was shit. See,
it was incredibly powerful.
It was why we disagree so much.
The slingshot was broken in damage output and the ability to freeze things. It was broken.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, bang, bang, bang. Oh, I killed a monster. Oh, that's okay. So you got the caster. You've got the plugger thing that worked.
Once again, pointless piece of shit. Didn't understand why they put it in the game. It was boring and it was uninspired. The sort of plugger and then you throw the dart. I thought it was uninspired.
If they made it more, so that you had to progress to. Fucking Indy's laughing at us.
I'm just looking at the comments. I'm just listening.
I think that Horizon Call of the Mountain could be Super Metroid or Zelda in VR if somebody actually took some time to make the puzzles interesting. The puzzles, sometimes they were interesting.
Sometimes they were straight up broken. I don't know if you noticed that one. There was one particular one that didn't make any sense. I did it live on stream.
Yes, I did the same thing. So, like, to just outright criticize the game as being, I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
I know. I don't know. No. So that we're clear, I enjoyed it. So that we're clear, I enjoyed it, right? But I am saying that it doesn't. So me and Buck 3131, right? We actually had a bit of a disagreement on Twitter about.
You had a disagreement with Buck 3131. How unusual!
Oh, I know. But one of the things he said was like, this was before it came out. I said I wasn't amazingly happy. I wasn't amazingly happy about the idea that it was only 8 hours of gameplay, right? Because I hadn't played at this point, and that it was like £60 or £70, and that's
It is
quite
expensive.
expensive. And
It's very expensive.
Buck's retort straight away was, "Is it important to you, the money per time? Like, is time your biggest factor?" And instantly,
that's a good question.
And instantly, I felt attacked. He probably didn't mean it that way, right? But instantly, I was kind of like, "Well, shit, that makes me sound like a massive dickhead."
When you said that, do you know what my first response was?
What's that?
I think that was worth it.
Yeah, you think that 8 hours or 7 hours for you at this point, I assume, is worth the £70, the £10 per hour, roughly.
I do, yeah, I do. Like, for me, not obviously, that's just my opinion.
I think that way too many people. I think that the biggest problem I have with this is that at the end of this, people are going to be left wondering why they paid £70, especially those new to VR. And I think that's going to make them really hesitant to spend that money on AAA games in the future on the PSVR 2 system.
That's a really good point. I
think that's probably my biggest gripe.
Okay, so I as a VR player, like, for me, Horizon's been an amazing experience. Like, the first 4 hours, I didn't really get it. The last 4 hours, I've been absolutely blown away. I think it's been brilliant. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Okay,
But
Indy, quick question. What's the most expensive VR game you've ever purchased?
Half-Life Alyx.
Right. Was it worth it?
And yes.
Right, okay.
£46, I think it was.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off. Medal of Honor.
Yeah, Medal of Honor was going to be my one. Like, Alex, I paid half price for Alex because I got it in a sale. I got it in the year's anniversary sale.
I remember that. Yeah.
And so my most expensive VR game until the PSVR 2 was Medal of Honor, and I was livid.
Fucking biggest pile of fucking garbage that's ever been fucking released, and the people who fucking produced it should be fucking embarrassed. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
But yeah, like, I don't know. I'll admit straight up, right? I'm not exactly 100% sure where I'm going with this. But I'm just so, I can feel the disappointment that people are going to have at the end of, especially, and Mac, you haven't finished it yet, but the end is fucking garbage, mate.
But how many video games have you played that have been fucking shit, but you've enjoyed them up to that point?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me I'm going to fight that fucking little black girl, and I'm just going to fucking beat her down with a fucking.
I'm not going to say it, Mac, but when you finish it tomorrow, please message me. Please message me, because I want to be the first person that isn't on your stream that you sit there and go, "What the actual bollocks is this?"
Fuck!
I think we should do a live stream, but you like Mac Sports after a couple of drinks.
I'm actually doing a mega stream tomorrow. I'm gonna do Call Them Out. I'm gonna do Resident Evil, and then I'm gonna do Gran Turismo. But I'm gonna finish Call the Mountain before I actually start Resident Evil. So
yeah, that's exactly what I've done. That's exactly what I've done.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, just so that we're clear, chat, me and Mac, this is part of the reason why we started the podcast together, right? Is that we do have these points where we are like opposed, let's say.
Definitely opposed.
And it's not going to affect anything on the podcast. It's not going to affect anything going forward. And in fact, it'll probably become a meme where at the end of the PSVR 2's lifespan or whatever, and when we all realise that I was right and that did put people off and stop people even buying the PSVR 2.
Or I was right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
But when we meet on Wednesday, in the week on Wednesday, you're my friend, and I love you, and I respect your opinion.
Aww.
We just disagree on some things. I know. I love you.
And then you've got Indy, who is actually
Surge.
if anything, like Indy is the actual devil's advocate because whenever he buys something, we move over to something else. So he sells his PS5.
I
Well,
actually
actually
told him
glad
to
I
sell his
didn't sell my
PS5
index.
and
I
get
am
a
so
Quest
glad
2,
I didn't
yes.
sell my index. Honestly,
Oh,
because that was the
You were
main
so-
game Horizon for me.
you were so close. You were so
I was.
close.
Mate, if you'd have sold your index for Horizon, I think you would have been really, really upset.
I'll be more pissed off than Mac, I think. Like
I
no,
love
with the
Horizon.
way with Shuey saying the opposite.
I don't care if you don't like it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah, but that's the real thing, right? There will be people who absolutely love that game and they will play it over and over and over and over and they'll spend tons of time in the challenge arena.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think people who are already ingrained in VR.
diplomatic.
Yeah, no, I don't think people who are already ingrained in VR will play it more than once. I just don't. Because I don't think there's enough in there mechanically to actually make it that wow factor. Like in my opinion, it's a really well skinned mediocre game that I enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed.
Oh, I'd like that. I'd like that. A mediocre game, well skinned. I actually do like that. I agree. Actually, I agree with you.
Because I can play like
It is a wow. It is a wow game.
like when you're hanging off the side of the cliff, right? And you see all the butterflies come up if you took the butterfly trail
Yeah.
rather than taking the. In fact, I don't know a single fucking person that took the cave. Like no one took the cave. Everyone seems to be like, I took the butterflies.
Butterflies!
Because as soon as I saw the
Let's
butterflies,
go.
I was just like, yeah, this game's pretty. I'm gonna go for pretty things.
So
You kill the butterflies.
No, you can't kill them. I tried.
There's a
Tried
point
to
in
kill
the
every
game-
animal in that game, by the way. You cannot
No, you
kill a
can't.
single
No, you
animal in
can't.
that game.
It's not like Resident Evil Village. Right. So there's a point in the game where there's like one of the tall necks, and it's tethered. And I was like, fucking got to untether this fucker. And like, so not giving anything away, but you managed to untether the tall neck and it starts to walk away. And then you see the other two tall necks in the back, in the distance. Like, did you not think, fuck, I've never seen anything like that in my life ever before? And that, like, to me was one of the things that like was special for Horizon. It was like there's so many things that I've never seen before in that game. I know it's generic. I know there's
No.
climbing.
The thing is,
it's really
I have
boring.
seen something like that before, and it's in one of my favorite games. Right?
Horizon.
No, not in Horizon. I've seen what they were going for. That feeling that they were trying to evoke in another game that's one of my favorite games. And it's The Last of Us.
Great game that is.
What scene am I
It's a
trying to
terrible
describe,
game.
Serge?
When you go out and you can see the whole the giraffe.
Yeah, it's the giraffe scene.
Yeah.
Terrible game.
Fucking great. And that aiming thing, Mac, is
Terrible
actually
game.
something you need to upgrade as you go along. You upgrade your
Terrible
aiming
game.
sway and stuff.
No, that's shit.
No, it's not.
Why
It's
why
fucking
would I
great.
need to upgrade my aiming? I'm a fucking great aimer. I can aim in 3D and I can shoot that guy in the head. Why would my aim be distracted by the fact that I'm a fucking 6-year-old girl? It's
I would
bullshit.
love to see Mac try and use a gun in real life, right? Whilst having a tens machine attached to his bicep. I think it would be amazing.
Dude, I would be fucking lethal.
What, with a tens machine attached to your bicep?
Dude,
You know what that will do to your ability to aim? Like, no one can do that. It's impossible.
No. I use a tens machine every single day on my ankle because I've got arthritis. I know what tens machine does.
Yes, but
does this. Yeah,
yes.
so I'm just going to wait until it does that. Then I'm going to go boop, boop, boop. Super accurate.
Okay.
Fucking
Okay.
The Last of Us is the worst game that I've ever played. There you go. I
yeah.
hated it.
Oh wow.
I hated your
I
Guardians of the
hated it.
Galaxy. What's it called with the chainsaw? The game that you compared it to. What's it called?
Gears of War!
Yeah, I thought it was shit. I played it on my mate's house.
No, right. Sorry. I'm out. I'm gone.
Alright.
I've
Max tapped
Have I-
out.
I've got,
Okay,
I've
right.
tapped out. Okay, you said Gears of War.
Okay, guys, we've
That's
had
what's
some.
going.
This has probably been, I reckon, the most controversial show that we've done to date. We've had arguments within the show. We've had issues outside of the show. Let's say. But I am now 25 minutes past the stopping point that I said we were going to do, and
Yes,
I've got to be
Go to
up.
bed.
I've got to be up in 6 and a bit hours. So
Go to bed.
I'm going to call it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. It's been interesting, to say the least.
I love you. I love you.
I love all of you.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you fundamentally, but I love you. I also love you, you big
VR
thing.
people.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm reaching up, but he's not there. He's actually down there. On my screen, Serge is up there, but on the other screen, Serge is down there. So
No, other side.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It's all in delay as well.
There you go.
There you go. Big
Right.
Wicked guys. I'll see
Anyway,
you Wednesday.
we
I'll see
are
you Wednesday
we are
next
going
week.
to be together a week on Wednesday.
Yes. So there will be content, no doubt, coming about on Twitter and places. So stay tuned.
So excited.
And yeah. What? How do you want to sign off, guys? I'm tired. I'm struggling.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Do your YouTube and Twitter shit and TikTok.
Yeah,
shit
I'm on
and
YouTube and Twitter and shit. It's
He's really tired. He is really tired.
it's
Yeah,
like
you
that
can-
man who's on the telly.
He's in the telly. Subscribe to Shuey, Power on VR. Subscribe to Indie Surgical. Subscribe to me. This is the Virtue Rekt podcast. Fuck off if you don't like what we've said.
Night,
Cheers,
guys.
It's been great. It's been great.